Hey everyone, and welcome back to Bets Today, your go-to spot for smarter betting strategies. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on something that completely transformed my approach to sports betting. The title isn't clickbait. I'm going to share the two fundamental habits that genuinely took my results from inconsistent to consistently profitable. So, if you're serious about leveling up your game, you're going to want to stick around for this one. Before we dive in, let's get one thing straight. This isn't about some secret formula or a get-rich-quick scheme. Those don't exist. What I'm talking about are disciplined, repeatable habits. They're simple in concept but require consistency to master. The reality is, most bettors lose money over the long run not because they don't know sports, but because they lack a structured approach. They bet with their heart, chase losses, and fall for common psychological traps. I was one of them. I'd have a great week, feel like a genius, and then give it all back, and then some, the next. The emotional roller coaster was exhausting, and my bank account wasn't happy either. It was only when I stopped looking for that one magic pick and started focusing on my own process that everything changed. Ready to hear what those habits are? Let's get into it. The very first habit, and arguably the most important, is meticulous and unemotional bankroll management. I know, it's not the most exciting topic. You want to talk about analyzing matchups and finding value, and we'll get there. But trust me, none of that matters if you don't manage your money correctly. Without proper bankroll management, you're not a sports bettor. You're just a gambler waiting to go broke. It's the foundation upon which your entire betting career is built. If the foundation is weak, the whole structure will eventually collapse, no matter how skilled you are at picking winners. So, what does meticulous bankroll management look like? First, you need to set aside a specific amount of money that you are willing to risk. This is your bankroll. And here's the crucial part. This must be money you can afford to lose. It shouldn't be your rent money, your grocery money, or your savings. Think of it as an investment in your entertainment or a business venture. Once you've defined your bankroll, the next step is to establish your unit size. A common and very effective strategy is the flat betting model, where you bet a fixed percentage of your total bankroll on every single wager. Most professionals recommend betting between 1% and 3% of your bankroll per bet. Let's break that down. If you have a $1,000 bankroll, a 1% unit would be 10 days. A 2% unit would be 20. Every single bet you place is that amount, $10 or $20. It doesn't matter if you feel incredibly confident about a pick or if it's a long shot. The bet size stays the same. Why is this so powerful? It completely removes emotion from your wagering decisions. We've all been there. You get a gut feeling and decide to drop a huge chunk of your money on one game. When it loses, it's devastating. Flat betting protects you from these catastrophic losses. It allows you to withstand the inevitable losing streaks that every single bettor, even the pros, experiences. It keeps you in the game long enough for your skills to pay off. You're not trying to hit a home run with every swing. You're focused on getting on base consistently, and that's how you win the long game. This habit also forces you to be disciplined. When you're tracking every 1% bet, you become acutely aware of your performance. You have hard data. You can see what's working and what isn't. You stop chasing losses because you have a system to stick to. You lost 3 bets in a row? It stinks, but with a 1% unit size, you're only down 3% of your bankroll. You can easily recover from that. If you were betting emotionally, those 3 losses could have wiped you out. Adopting strict bankroll management was the moment I went from being a fan who gambles to a strategic investor. It was the single biggest step towards long-term profitability. Now, let's move on to the second habit, which works hand in hand with the first. This habit is all about shifting your mindset. You must stop picking winners and start hunting for value. This might sound counterintuitive. Don't we want to pick the team that's going to win? Well, yes, but that's only half the equation. Professional bettors don't just ask, who will win? They ask, Are the odds offered for this outcome better than the true probability of it happening? That, my friends, is the definition of finding value. You're looking for discrepancies between the sportsbook's odds and your own assessment of the game. Think of it like shopping. You know a particular brand of shirt normally costs $50. One day, you see it on sale for $25. You recognize that as a good deal. That's value. You'd buy it even if you don't need another shirt right away because the price is right. Sports betting is the same. The odds are the price. A heavily favored team might win 80% of the time, but if the odds require you to risk $500 just to win $100, is that a good value bet? Probably not. The risk far outweighs the potential reward. Conversely, an underdog might only have a 40% chance of winning. But if the odds pay out $300 on a $100 bet, that could be a fantastic value opportunity. Over time, making bets with positive expected value, POSIV, is the only way to be profitable. So, how do you find value? This is where the real work comes in. It requires research, analysis, and developing your own system for handicapping games. You can't just rely on public opinion or what the TV analysts are saying. You need to dig deeper. This means looking at advanced stats, situational trends, matchup advantages, injuries, and more. You have to create your own power ratings or probability models that give you your own true line for a game. For example, if your analysis suggests a team should be a 3-point favorite, but the sportsbook has them at 1.5, you found value on that favorite. If your model says an underdog has a 50% chance to win, but their moneyline odds imply only a 40% chance, which would be 150 odds, you've found a value bet on the underdog. This process transforms betting from a guessing game into a market analysis. You're essentially an investor looking for undervalued assets. This habit forces you to be objective and analytical. You start making bets based on numbers and probability, not on team loyalty or gut feelings. When you combine this value-hunting mindset with the safety net of strict bankroll management, something incredible happens. You become detached from the outcome of any single game. You know that as long as you continue to place value bets with a disciplined staking plan, the law of large numbers will work in your favor and you will come out ahead in the long run. A loss is no longer a personal failure. It's just a data point in a winning long-term strategy. You trust the process, not the luck of a single event. To sum it all up, the two habits that changed everything for me were 1. Implementing strict, unemotional bankroll management using a flat betting, percentage-based model. And 2. Shifting my focus from simply picking winners to analytically hunting for value where the odds are in my favor. It's the combination of these two habits that creates a powerful, sustainable, and profitable betting strategy. The discipline of the first habit protects you from ruin, while the analytical skill of the second habit provides your edge. One without the other is incomplete. Great value hunting is useless if you bet recklessly and wipe out your bankroll, and the world's best bankroll management won't help you if you consistently bet on overpriced favorites with no value. This isn't an overnight fix. It takes time, it takes practice, and most of all, it takes discipline. You'll need to resist the temptation to go big on a sure thing and stay committed to your unit size. You'll need to put in the research to find real value, even when it's easier to just bet on the popular team. But I promise you, if you commit to these two habits, you will see a dramatic improvement in your betting results. You'll feel more in control, less stressed, and you'll finally have a clear path towards long-term success. Thank you so much for tuning in to Bets Today. I hope you found this information genuinely helpful. If you did, do me a huge favor and hit that like button, and more importantly, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more strategies to help you bet smarter. Drop a comment below and let me know which of these habits you're going to start implementing first. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, bet smart and good luck out there.